All right, y'all. We are live, and in this video, in this live stream, we're going to do a Q&A. We're going to do some TA, right? Questions and answers, technical analysis. But I really want to talk about something that I have seen plaguing people in my Discord and other Discords, and that is FOMOing into trades and getting wrecked. Now, I am no stranger to FOMOing into trades and getting wrecked. I am no stranger to that. However, I want to talk about some ways that you can never FOMO into a trade again. I'm going to give you a step-by-step plan, and I guarantee if you follow this plan and if you stick to it, you will never FOMO into a trade again. Now, yesterday, we were breaking out of this key resistance on the Bitcoin chart right here. We were coming up 51K, almost 52K. We almost hit 52K. And in my Discord and in the CryptoFace Discord as well, and some other Discords that I am a member of or a part of, people were struggling with FOMO. A lot of people were buying these highs. They were going long on these highs. And here's the thing about FOMO, guys. FOMO will cause you to do literally the most basic mistake in all of trading. Even people who know nothing about trading say, oh, just buy low and sell high. It's so easy, just buy low and sell high, right? I mean, I talk to people all the time that don't know anything about trading, and they know that, right? They know, oh yeah, I thought about getting into the stock market a few years ago. Just buy low and sell high, right? How hard could it be? Well, FOMO will make you buy high and sell low. Always. It will always make you do that. Because you get these strong emotions, right? And you get that fear of missing out. Bitcoin is about to go back up, guys. We're going to test the all-time high. This is our chance. If I don't get in right here, then I'm going to miss out. Or maybe another thing that might have happened is you were watching this move and trying not to FOMO. You were watching this move all day, trying not to FOMO. Trying not to FOMO. And then we came here and we started to come down a little, and you're like, okay, good, we're coming down a little. I'm going to wait for the price to come down, and then I'm going to come in. But then we start to go up, and you're like, okay, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to wait for it to come down. I'm not going to buy in. And then right here, guys, this candlestick, this purple candlestick did not start out purple. It started out as a giant blue candlestick. Or if you're a normal trader, it was a green candlestick. And it started out right here, and it just bust through this resistance, and you're like, that's it, I have to buy. We just broke out of resistance. That's it. I'm getting in. And a lot of people got in here. And here's the thing, guys. If you would have gotten wrecked. You would have gotten wrecked on this trade, because look at what happened. And we were talking about this in the Discord. In fact, if I pull up the Discord right here, I was talking about the trade in here that I was going to enter, that I'm still looking to enter, what I'm looking for. And then around 8 p.m. when Bitcoin was breaking out of that resistance, I said, don't FOMO. Don't FOMO. And then later on, I posted in the Discord, I don't know if I can find it right now, but basically, right here, RIP to all the FOMOers who longed at the top, because we just came right back down. So how do we avoid this? How do we avoid this? Let me come into the chat and see what's going on. What's going on, guys? What's going on, Mega Skaters? What's going on, our crypto journey? What's going on, Dreamer Planet? Guys, is this stream better than normal? Am I in 1080p right now? Is there any lag? Please let me know. Yo, Storm, what's going on? Clinton, what's going on? Okay, there is lag. There is lag. Yo, Renee, what's going on? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I might have to change some settings, but okay, great. 1080p, it's all good. Looking better. Guys, yeah. Cool, I'm getting my internet up. I'm stepping up in the world, guys. I'm moving on up in the world. Like, it's super expensive where I live to get faster internet, but I had like 4 Mbps upload speed, 4. And YouTube recommends at least 50, and I had 4. And most people who live stream have like 500 at least. And now I have 40, which is still lower than what they recommend, but it does the job. And it does the job, and I have to pay an arm and a leg for it, honestly. So, all right, what's going on, y'all? So basically in this video, we're going to be talking about how to not FOMO into a trade, because I'm tired of seeing people FOMOing into trades because it's one of the most avoidable things. And as I was saying before, FOMO will cause you to do the exact opposite of what everybody knows, which is buy low and sell high. FOMOing will make you buy high and sell low. And luckily for us who have Market Cipher, we can avoid FOMO. We can relax when everybody else is FOMOing in, either long or short. We can stay sober-minded. We can look at our indicators, and we can know what is going to happen with the Bitcoin price. We can understand if this is a true breakout of resistance, or is this just a fake out? Are we going to come back down? I have 4 steps how to never FOMO again. The first step is have a clear and concise strategy. If you ever enter into a trade and you don't have a plan when entering into that trade, don't enter the trade. You should always have a plan before you enter a trade. You should have a plan when you are going to enter that trade. You should have a plan that tells you when you are going to take profits, where you are going to set your stop loss. And you need to have this plan in advance. Okay, guys? One of the things that I like to do in the Discord here, if you guys are in the course, if you're in the course and you have access to the private Discord where I post my potential trades, right? I posted a little video in here yesterday where I'm telling you my plan. This is my plan. My plan to make a trade. And I don't know if this is going to come to fruition in 8 hours, 24 hours, 36, 48 hours. All I know is this is what I am planning for, so that when that situation happens, I already know what I'm going to do. And so what that does is if I see Bitcoin price breaking through a major resistance and I start to feel the feelings of FOMO, I can say, all right, Jason, just relax. Think about this sober-mindedly. You didn't make a plan to enter along right here. Why don't we look at our indicators and see if this is a good time to enter along? Well, we would have looked at Market Cipher B during this crazy breakout, and we were talking about this in the Discord, but we were seeing clearly we were coming to the top of a momentum wave. Not only were we coming to the top of a momentum wave, but we were coming to a resistance. Okay, and for those who are new, resistance is just a line, a sticking point, where price tends to get stuck. And I'm doing a course where I'm going to go over this in detail. If you're interested in that course, send me an email. The email is in the description of this video. I'll give you more details. But you're going to draw these levels where price has found a sticking point historically. And where price has found a sticking point historically, you can be pretty sure that we're going to find a sticking point there in the future. And whenever we're coming to a sticking point, like this resistance, and at the same time Market Cipher B is telling us momentum is about to move down, you can rest assured that that's a fake out. And I guarantee you that your emotions are going to be telling you to enter along. You're going to find ways to rationalize entering into a long, because you're going to say, well, it looked like the wave was going to curve under, but now it looks like it's going to come back up. Guys, that's not logical. Only enter along if you see a long signal, like the waves crossing the other way, right? If we print a green dot right here, then yeah, start looking for a long entry. In fact, if we do really confirm a green trigger wave right up here, this is not financial advice, but I would be looking to enter a long position, because this would be a great place to enter along. Why? Because momentum has confirmed back in our favor on the 4-hour, and the money flow index has just curved from the red into the blue on Market Cipher B. which is a very bullish sign on the 4-hour. The last time money flow curved from the red into the green on Market Cipher B, we ended up with a 70% move to the upside, and that was back on January 31st. Now, full disclosure here, guys, I would prefer that we don't print a trigger wave right up here. I'd prefer it be down here somewhere. That's really what I would prefer, because that would give us more of a clear direction, right? But nonetheless, I would still be looking to enter along there. So, have a clear plan. The second thing, set alerts. Set alerts, that way you don't miss your plan. Like right now, I've been waiting for a green trigger wave to form right here on Market Cipher B. I've been waiting for this, right? It might, if you're not at your computer and you're outside doing something and it happens, you could just miss the trade you've been waiting for 3 days. Make sure you set alerts, because then you have that comfort. If you see something that's making you FOMO, you have that comfort that says, okay, I'm not going to FOMO because I have my plan, and if my plan comes to fruition, I'm going to get an alert, and then I will enter a trade. That's step one, guys. Have a plan. Let's come into the chat and see what's going on. Is anyone feeling the FOMO right now? Is anyone feeling the FOMO right now, as Bitcoin is kind of pumping? Mega Skaters wants to know price alert. No, not a price alert. What you're going to do is you're going to set an alert on Market Cipher B. Like right here, see, I have an alert that says 4-hour green dot and an alert that says 24-minute green dot. The way you're going to do that is you're going to click on Market Cipher B. You're going to right-click it and then click Add Alert on Market Cipher B. Then you are going to make sure to click the right indicator, which is Market Cipher B, and then all the conditions here. So you could choose a small green dot, a small red dot. You could even do the VWAP. Like, for example, you could do the Market Cipher B VWAP is crossing over. I'm sorry. Yeah, you could do Market Cipher B VWAP is crossing over Market Cipher B 0 line. You could do any alert you want in here. And honestly, guys, for fastest results, I would click only once, which will alert you when the green dot is printing. It doesn't mean it's confirmed, but it alerts you when it is printing, because sometimes you might want to enter a trade before it confirms, depending on what exactly is happening. I hope that answers your question, Mega Skaters. 86 Harleys wants to know why the 24-minute. Well, honestly, I can't give you a clear answer on that, but I can tell you that some of us in the Discord have been noticing that if you do the multiple of 10, you have great results. So I trade primarily on the 4-hour and the 24-minute chart, and that's because 240 divided by 10 is 24. We've been experimenting with the 1 hour and the 6-minute. We've been experimenting with the 2-hour and the 12-minute. So try it out for yourself and experiment and see what happens here. And it's pretty cool. When we use Market Cipher B, it's just so easy. I mean, I drew this little squiggle here a few days ago, just like my general prediction of what price was going to do before I would be able to hop in along. And it pretty much did just that, right? I thought we were going to touch down here at this support here, but we touched down here, came under that trend line a little bit. And I'm just doing this by looking at what Market Cipher B is telling us, right? And then drawing out what I think is going to happen in the future. And guys, if you don't have Market Cipher and you want it, you can click the link in the description of this video. CryptoFace hooked it up so that you guys can get a 10% discount on Market Cipher. And again, why don't I just drop that in the chat? I'll just drop it in the chat here. I'll drop the link in the chat. And also, if you guys are interested in learning all this TA stuff, join the course, guys. The course, I mean, obviously I'm going to say this, but, I really think it will help new traders for a number of reasons, because I'm going to be going over everything I wish I knew when I started trading. And not only are we, Greg Thorpe, I agree with you, man. We're going to 72K. Make sure to get a good entry. So the course, not only is it going to provide you with access to videos which you can watch as many times as you want, where I'll be going through step by step how to do technical analysis, how to use Market Cipher, how to trade on Bybit. I'll be talking about fees, leverage, all that. But it's also a great place where people are talking about their trades. I'm posting my trades in here, some of them, not all of them. Like, I'm in an Ethereum long right now that I didn't post, but the purpose of this is to give people an environment where they can learn and grow as a trader, and have other people, like-minded people who are serious about trading, to bounce ideas off of. And that's the goal of this, to have a little kind of community where we're learning together, and we have people to bounce ideas off of. Trading can be very lonely. Trading can be very lonely, guys. Because you're making decisions, and a lot of times if you're new, you're uncertain about the decision you just made, and you wish you had somebody to talk to about it. Somebody to bounce, do you think this is a good long entry? Someone might say, yeah, it looks good, but check out this bearish divergence on, the lower time frame, and it's good. So, Bell Zabuth Mar wants to know when I started trading and when I first used Market Cipher. So I've been trading for a while, guys. For a while. I started with stocks, and then I moved to Forex, and then I had been into crypto for a long time, for a number of years, and I don't know why I didn't just start trading crypto in the beginning, because I've been into crypto since 2016, which is a little bit before I got into trading. So I started trading crypto, which was awesome because the gains are amazing. I don't know why anyone wouldn't trade crypto, especially Forex, where you make 3% on the weekly time frame, and that's an amazing trade on Forex. But then I found out about Market Cipher also a while ago when Crypto Face was on. I forget. Somebody interviewed Crypto Face. It might have been the Crypto Crow. Raz Van Andre, do I think it's a good time for a long entry? I'm talking about that now. I wouldn't enter right this second. I would wait until we get some confirmations, and then I would enter. But anyway, once I discovered Market Cipher, I got this thing. I opened it up. I tore it apart. Look at this, guys. We're printing this green dot right now. So we are printing this green dot right now. Let's drill down to the 24-minute chart and see what we should do. Now, notice a few things on the 24-minute chart. Number one, I see, let me remove this for a second. It's looking good, guys. It's looking really good. I would not say that this is a bad entry. I would not. All I am going to say is that just keep in mind that we are coming back up to this resistance. We are going to test this resistance again, right? This is a high trigger wave. I don't really like it this high. We might print this green trigger wave, come up, test the resistance, and then come back down and print another red trigger wave. So what I would wait for is the 24-minute to come up and confirm a bearish trigger. Let it cool off a little, and then the next green trigger that this prints, that is where I would enter. Now, I probably would not expect the 24-minute to come down too low and cross below the zero line again. This would be the safest entry for me, guys. Okay? I would just wait for the 24-minute to cool off. Wait for it to cool off. Wait for it to print a red trigger wave up here. Wait for it to cool off and print you another green trigger wave. We're gonna see the money flow index is already crossing over on the 24-minute. That would be the safest entry in my book. And the reason I say that is because the reason I would not enter right now is because, first of all, this green trigger wave, I don't like it enough to enter willy-nilly, all right? I'm a very low-risk trader. I don't know if this is going to confirm or not. I don't know. Second thing, we have this resistance up here. So it's very, very likely that we're going to come up and test this resistance, lose a little bit of momentum. The 24-minute is going to print a red dot. We might come back down a little bit before we bust through this resistance. That's why it's so important to use multiple time frames, guys. when you're dealing with Market Cipher, because this 4-hour might look super bullish, but we're coming to the top of a momentum wave on the 24 minutes. So we want to make sure everything is in our favor. We want to make sure the higher time frames and the lower time frames are in our favor. So don't FOMO. The second thing, guys, to never FOMO again. First thing is have a clear and concise strategy and never enter a trade unless it's already part of your plan. The second thing is be okay with not catching every move. Be okay with not catching every move. Right? A lot of us, like for me, I don't trade on Saturdays. Saturday is the Sabbath. And I don't work, I don't trade on Saturday. I go to religious services and I focus on the Lord and His creation and fellowship with other believers on that day. Now, I missed a really nice move on that day. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not catching every move. Or another scenario that could happen is perhaps there's a really nice move that happens and your strategy, all your confirmations that you are waiting for before you enter a trade is not met. So you wouldn't enter because you didn't get your confirmations, and then you feel like you missed out because you could have had, like, you look back in time and you say, I could have had, this 12% move that I missed out on. You have to be okay. You're not going to get into every trade. You're just not. That's not how it's going to work. You are going to stick to your plan. The trades that you do enter are going to be good trades. They're going to be good trades because you have thought it out, you've back tested it, and you just need to be okay with the fact. If you see price going way up and you feel like you're missing out, tell yourself, okay, it's okay. Part of my strategy is knowing that I'm not going to get every single move. I don't have to be in a trade every single minute of every single day. I'm not going to FOMO in because I missed the good entry point, and I don't know how much longer this run has. I'm not going to buy at the top. Or if it's in a short, I'm not going to sell at the low. I'm going to wait for another entry where all my confirmations are confirming that I should enter, and I'm getting a good price. Remember, guys, the market is going to be here tomorrow, right? Bitcoin does not just move in a straight line. It's not like you're never going to get an opportunity to enter a good trade again, right? If we zoom out here on this daily time frame, it kind of puts us back into perspective. Right now, people are FOMOing. We have this purple doji right here, right? This purple doji, a bearish candle of indecision. We have so much upward potential before we retest that all-time high, guys. We have so much upward potential. We have 14% before we even touch the previous all-time high, and we can be pretty confident that we are going to surpass that all-time high. So don't be FOMOing in at an entry that's not the best, maybe, if your confirmations aren't telling you it's the best, feeling like you're going to miss the opportunity. Bitcoin goes up and down and up and down. And in all these daily candles, there is plenty of opportunity to get into a trade. Now, if we're in a long-term uptrend like we were right here, there's plenty of opportunity to enter a trade. You can buy these little pullbacks and find good entries. Never buy at the top. You're always going to end up in drawdown. And depending on your leverage, depending on your risk tolerance, depending on your mindset, your trading psychology, you might be tempted to exit a trade in a loss. Or you might get liquidated. Nobody wants to get liquidated. All right, the third thing, guys, identify feelings of FOMO, and you need to call them out, right? It even happens to me often where I feel FOMO. Like yesterday, when we were breaking out of this resistance, when I look at the chart and I see these giant blue candlesticks, and not only did I see these giant blue candlesticks, but I saw something that looks extremely bullish, which was a big old leg up and then a little leg down, and it looks like a bull flag. It looks like a bull flag. And then it seemed like the bull flag was going to break out to the upside, right? And it was going to become, we were going to come up and test that next big level around the 52, 53K. I felt those feelings of FOMO, but I looked down at Market Cipher and I called out my FOMO. I said, this is just FOMO. I'm not going to FOMO in. I've gotten wrecked too many times in the past by FOMOing. I'm not going to do it. And I didn't do it, and I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful that I'm waiting for my trade. And actually, the green dot just stopped printing on Market Cipher B, and I'm gonna come in here and reset my alert because it stops out when it goes off. Something good to know. All right, let's get back into the chat here. Mega Skaters didn't see the green dot. Here's why, guys. Sometimes Hike and Ashi candles, if you're using Hike and Ashi candles, you won't see those green dots. Guys, smash the like button. We got 289 people in here and only 46 likes. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. It really helps the algorithm if you guys smash the like button. No, I'm sorry. FOMO into the like button. Everybody FOMO into the like button. It's about to go way up. FOMO into the like button. Guys, it's going up. It just jumped up like 10. Come on, FOMO in. You're going to miss out. Up, it's 77. You guys you're going to miss out. FOMO in. Come on, guys. You're going to miss your chance. Oh, my goodness. I wonder what Market Cipher B says about the like button. Let's check it, guys. Are we coming up to the top of the momentum wave on the like button? I don't know. I don't know. Ash wants to know, how much is my course? Okay, guys, currently, right now, the course is the equivalent of $200 in Bitcoin or some other cryptos, and basically that gives you access to the videos, to the course materials. That will give you access to the private trading group where I post some of my trades that I enter, where I talk about my plans and how I plan to trade and stuff like that. And once you pay it, you're in there. Like, there's no subscription, there's no recurring payment, you're just in there. In the future, I probably will do some kind of like subscription-based thing, only because I don't want things to get too big, to be honest with you guys. That's why I limited the live stream course to only 50 people. And now if you're going to sign up for the course, it's not going to be the live stream. It's going to be the pre-recorded live stream with the live Q&A in there. And you'll still be able to ask me questions in the Discord. But for the live stream course, I wanted to keep it really small because I want people to be able to ask questions and stuff. And even here, like the YouTube chat, guys, like I can't answer everybody's question. There's just too many. So if I see it, then I see it. And if I don't, I don't. Thank you, Patrick, for FOMOing the like button. Everybody, keep FOMOing that like button. Joel wants to know how to set an alert on TradingView. Guys, we're getting the green dot again. Uh-oh, I'm starting to feel the FOMO. The way you do it is you just right-click Market Cipher B, click Add Alert, and it's just real simple. You decide, do I want it on the small red dot, small green dot? I like to click only once. Only once will print it as soon as it will give you an alert as soon as it prints, but it doesn't mean it's confirmed. Once per bar close will tell you every time it confirms. I like to keep the 4-hour on only once because it's letting me know when something's developing. The 24-minute I like to put on once per bar close. That's just my personal preference. Okay? So guys, never FOMO again. Number 1, have a clear and concise strategy and do not deviate from it. And number 2, be okay with not catching every single move. Okay? You know, because you have a strategy and you've back tested it and you're setting alerts, you know you're going to catch good moves. So just relax. Just relax. Don't feel desperate about getting into a trade. I'm going to make a video about desperation being the thief of success. Because when you get desperate to make money and desperate to enter a trade, you're going to make dumb decisions. Number 3, identify your feelings of FOMO and call them out. Say, this is just FOMO. I'm not going to FOMO. I'm going to stick to the plan. And number 4, remember, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future. I already went over this a little bit. But guys, there will be plenty of opportunity in the future. You are not missing out on anything. On nothing. You are not missing out. Yeah, you might be missing out for the rest of the day or the next few days, but there will be another opportunity. And there will be plenty of great opportunities. If you're going back and you're back testing your strategy, you can see all the places where there were great opportunities to enter a trade. So don't feel like this is the last one. Don't get greedy and wreck yourself. You know, emotions are powerful. Fear and greed are super powerful, and they will destroy you in these markets. That's why it's so important to have a plan, guys. If you have a plan and it's written on paper, your emotions, although they're there and you feel them, it's easier to ignore them because you have something tangible and concrete to look at. that is giving you a very clear and concise plan. And if you make covenant with yourself to stick to that plan, even though you feel the emotions, you also won't feel that, how can I explain this? It will dampen the feelings of FOMO, because you can tell yourself, I have a plan that I'm confident in, and so I'm not going to risk wrecking myself based on these emotions. So we'll see what plays out here, guys, in the near future. I like I said, I really do hope that we come down more. I mean, how great would it be if we came down and tested this EMA right here, this 21 EMA, and we printed a trigger, like a tight one right here at the 0 line after the money flow had crossed over? Man, that would be an amazing entry. So let's do some TA with the Bitcoins and also the Ethereums. But first, let's answer some questions. Dude, chill. I repeat a mantra in my head to stop FOMO. That's good, I guess. Craft artist, yeah, also does that. Peter D says, Jason, your videos and Market Cipher have given me the patience and confidence I needed. Account up 6% on 2 trades over the weekend. Congratulations, Peter. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. Guys, keep FOMOing into the like button. Keep FOMOing in. We got 300 viewers and only 136 likes. The like button is going up, guys. You're going to miss your opportunity. It's breaking through resistance. It's breaking through resistance, guys. Hank has sent me 2 emails about my course and no reply. Hank, were they recent? Because right now, like, this thing got so much bigger than I had anticipated, and I'm only one guy. And so I'm literally checking the emails, reading them all, and responding one by one. And it's time intensive, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This whole course thing has been way more time intensive than I had anticipated. And in the future, I am going to do things differently, more so automated, so that there can be instant results and stuff. Friday passed. Okay, Hank, are you in the Discord? Hank, join my Discord and send me a direct message in there, okay? Let me see here, guys. If you're not in the Discord, let me put that in the chat here. If you're not in the Discord, join the free Discord. And if you're interested in the course, you can hit me up in the Discord or send me an email. I will give you information, and then I can add you into the private Discord where the course is there, my trades are there. Gerlandia wants to know, Jason Casper, do you add your winning positions if you didn't manage to grab enough, or do you just let it ride without messing with it? Okay, so that's a great question, and we're going to be talking about this in the course as well. But if I'm in a winning position, like let's say I'm in a swing long, and I'm trading primarily on the daily and the 4-hour, right? The 4-hour time frame. I will add to my position when we get these little pullbacks. I will. So like I was in a long, and it's weird. I will take profits at the tops, and I will add some back into my position at the lows. And it's actually quite easy to do. Like this position, this long that we were in here from the beginning of February, you know, you take some profit at the top. When we come back down, when we test this 21 EMA, maybe add a little bit to the position. When we come back up and test, well, obviously this is before this was even a resistance level, but when we come back up to a high and I'm getting an indication on Market Cipher A to take a little profit, I will take a little profit. And then when we have a little pullback and Market Cipher B is telling us, look, we're having a little pullback right here. It printed a red dot. We come back down. We start to print another green dot. Yeah, I'll add a little bit to my position. What this does is it allows you to consistently make profit, make sure that you are never going to be in the red, and it will also allow you to make more over the course of your swing trade than you would have. But keep in mind, guys, you have to be paying attention when you are doing that. Because again, you don't want to FOMO into. That's another thing. The less you can interact with the buy and sell button, if you're new to trading, okay? This is if you're brand new. I'm not like, obviously it's great to be able to ladder in, dollar cost average in, scale out, add to your position. I'm going to be going over that in the course, but if you're new to trading and you're swing trading, I recommend that you push that buy and sell button as few times as possible. Because every time you push that buy and sell button, there are emotions that come along with that, and those emotions are out there to wreck you. And it depends on how you handle risk also. Like for me, it was very difficult for me to get my emotions under control. I would study technical analysis for hours, right? When I first started. And I would have a list of rules next to me, and I would FOMO into trades and break my rules and get emotional and get wrecked. And then I'd have to go upstairs and tell my wife I got wrecked. She'd be like, "Did you follow your rules?" I'd be like, "No." She'd be like, "Why?" It's because I was FOMOing. I was letting emotions take over. So if you're new, it's good to practice trading and practice feeling those emotions so that you can practice dealing with those emotions. Because real trading is not the same as paper trading. It's not the same as backtesting, guys. It is not. Because you're backtesting, and it's so easy because there's no time to wait. You can just look at the chart and say, oh, I could have entered here, could have exited here, boom, 14%. Oh, I could have shorted here, I could have gotten out here, boom, 20%. It's so easy. When you have real money on the line, and each one of these candlesticks takes 4 hours to print, and during those 4 hours, it's going up and down, and trust me, you got to learn how to deal with them emotions. Us humans, we're emotional creatures. That's how we were created. And trading is a very unnatural thing if you think about it, because throughout all of human history, there's never been an opportunity for somebody to sit in a chair, look at a chart, and make and or lose thousands of dollars without doing any kind of physical work. That has never been a thing. So it's very unnatural for humans to be doing, and we need to learn how to deal with that, right? So let's see in the chat here. Super Googly. Market Cipher prevents FOMO. Yes. Yes. Market Cipher does prevent FOMO. John Bauman wants to know, what about the 1 day, 4 hour strategy? I'm right that we have a great entry soon. Yes, you are right, and that's what we are all waiting for. Absolutely. Chris Bard wants to know, what platform do I trade on? What is the best way to add to your position on Bybit? Okay, so if you are trading on Bybit, right, the best way to add to your position. I trade on Bybit. The best way to add to your position on Bybit, guys, is you are just going to put limit orders, if you're long, put limit buy orders at areas where you think price should go down to. So for example, let me just give you an example. Right here, this is a great example. Don't you love it when you're looking for an example and you find a great example? It's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. So let's say you entered a long position right down here, right? Because we got a green trigger. Oh, well, it was an anchor, but anyway, you entered here. Great. We come up, we break past this resistance. We come up, we break past this second resistance. You start to see momentum is coming down and we're about to cross over. Maybe place a limit buy order at the previous support right here. Just place an order there. Because you see momentum's coming down and you're confident, right, that we're still going to go up. Let's say you're confident that we're still going to go up. This is like a hypothetical scenario. You place a limit buy order right here, and then it will get filled and it will add to your position. So you could place a limit sell order up here and take some profit out, and then put that profit back into the trade when we come down here, and now you're compounding your trade, and then you could take a little more profit up here. You would just do a conditional limit order. So if we are in Bybit, which I have pulled up right here, you would go to conditional right here, and you would click limit, and you would put the price that you want it to be when you buy, the trigger price. Always make the trigger price the price where you want to start looking for a buy order, and then this would be the exact number that you want to buy in at. And it always is best if this is a little bit lower than your trigger price, because remember, it's a limit order. So it has to get filled at that exact price. So if it triggers Bybit to say, I'm looking to long at 50,959, maybe your trigger price to actually, I'm sorry, if your trigger price is, I want to start looking for a long at 50,959, maybe your actual price would be 50,950 or something, so that it gives it a little room to get filled in there. Otherwise, you might end up paying some fees. Or if you click post only, you might not get your order filled. So that's how you would do it. And to add to your position, you're going to do a limit buy if you're long, and to take profit from your position, you're going to do a limit sell if you are short. Okay. So I hope that makes the sense to you guys. I hope it makes the sense. There is a definite article before sense that I hope it makes. Let's get back to the chit chat up in here, guys. FOMO into the like button. FOMO into the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. It helps the YouTube algorithms. I'm new to this YouTube thing. Why is it stuck? He bangs the drums. 01. Nice, you're a drummer. I love drummers. I wish I was a drummer. I used to practice the drums every day and I just sucked. Okay, good at guitar though. I'm not looking for a specific enter price. He bangs the drums. Oh, no, that's not the question I'm answering. He bangs the drums. Why is it stuck at 58.77? The reason it's stuck at 58.77 is because two things. These are very important when it comes to not FOMOing. There's two things that are happening on the chart that is causing us not to get that rocket ship launch that we're all waiting for. This all new time high where we can all walk around with our Bitcoin I told you so shirts to all our friends and family who said, oh, it's fake money. It's just a bubble. Why are you investing in it? Right? Before that happens, we need to understand we're still printing a red trigger wave on the 4 hour. So momentum is still bearish. Okay? Even though we're in a bull trend, the momentum and the volume is not there to be our friend. It's currently keeping us in this little range here. It's keeping us in a little range. Look at how this works real quick, guys. Look at how these moves work. This is very important, and this will also help you not FOMO. We get a big old green trigger wave down below. We come up, rocket ship, and then we trade in a range for a little bit, okay? And then again, we get this green wave, rocket ship, and then we trade in a range for a little bit. And then again, green wave, rocket ship, and then we have a little downtrend. So what's happening here is, because we're in a general bull market, price tends to go up and then trade sideways for a little, and then go up and trade sideways for a little, and then go up and trade sideways for a little, and occasionally it will go up and then have a pullback. When we're in these range areas, these pullback areas, look at what Market Cipher is always doing. It's always telling us we're coming up to the top of one of these waves, right? We started trading sideways right here when Market Cipher was at the top, okay? It was about to print a red dot, and then once it does print a red dot, we continue to trade sideways and come down a little bit until we get that green dot again. So right now, when we get that green dot, that's telling us that the volume and the momentum and the money is in our favor. On the 4 hour, when we get a green trigger, and I'm hoping we can come down more. I'm hoping we can come down more, guys. Uh-oh, it's starting to print again. Come on, don't print, Market Cipher B. When we get this green dot, and it confirms and stuff, and 24-minute confirms, and the money flow crosses, that's our sign that we're going to take off, especially that money flow crossover. Another reason we're stuck here is because if we look at the 24-minute, what's happening? We're coming to the top of a momentum wave. We're coming to the top. Now, I do believe that we are going to have a serious move upward very soon. Something else we need to keep in mind, though, guys, is look at this, okay? We have been trying to, for the past 5 days, I'm sorry, not 5 days, 5 4-hour candlesticks, we have been wicking up against this resistance right here. Keep in mind, guys, don't FOMO. Don't FOMO into a resistance unless Market Cipher is telling you, boom! What are we waiting for? We're waiting for this green dot in the 4 hour, and then we are waiting for Market Cipher B on the 24-minute to cool off. cool off a little bit, and give us a fresh green trigger wave, a fresh one. Right now we're in a stale one. This is stale. It's been out on the counter overnight. You left the bagel in the toaster oven overnight and you forgot about it, and the next morning it's like a hard hockey puck. I actually really enjoy hard hockey puck bagels left in the toaster overnight. I will actually do that on purpose, but that's besides the point. The point is, when it comes to trading, you don't eat old bagels that have been in the toaster oven overnight that you forgot about. You get a fresh one. You go to the bagel shop and you talk to the bagel making lady and or man, and you say, Mr. or Mrs. Bagel Maker lady or man, I would like a fresh bagel. And then they give it to you. And when they give it to you, something amazing happens. You take a bite, the cream cheese is creamy, the poppy seeds are falling off into the car and getting all over the place, and you think, I'm going to have to vacuum this later. But that's when price really takes off. Let's get back into the chat here and see if we have any questions. I should toss my channel link into the Market Cipher Discord. No, I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm not going to promote my thing in the Market Cipher Discord. That's disrespectful in my mind. It's just disrespectful because Market Crypto Face and them in there, they're doing their thing, promoting their own indicator. If they drop my link into it, that's a different story. But Dimitris Samaras wants to know, do I think it's worth trading $10 to $20 at 100 leverage with a scalping strategy? No, I actually don't. I do not, because you will pay like a lot in fees, and if you do happen to win a trade, that will be great, but there's a very good chance that you will get liquidated, and you will probably quickly drain your account. Just being real with you, man. Just being real. David Gorman wants to know. Oh, he's talking to Clinton. Cool. I'm glad you guys are getting hungry about the bagels. Ralphesh Meta wants to know, Jason, when you come live, how can we get an automatic email message? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, I'm so new to all this stuff. I've been trading for a while, but YouTube and Discord, I'm so new. I apologize for all, there was like porn in the Discord and all this. I'm working on getting mods. I'm working on setting up a bot. I didn't realize how much work this was going to be. And I also didn't realize how stupid people are, where we can't just get into a Discord and have polite, respectful conversation with each other about cryptocurrency instead of impersonating Flopping Groper and posting pornography and harassing people. But you live and you learn, and I'm gonna be figuring out these things. My goal is to make this thing more enjoyable for you guys and myself, because right now for me it's been extremely overwhelming doing all this manually, and I'm sure for a lot of you it's been frustrating because you're not getting alerts, and I'm not handling this in the most professional way. I'm just learning, guys. I'm just learning. Let's see here. CryptoDen0726 wants to know, hi Jason, are you still using Agora in your trades? I am. I am using Agora Algo in my trades. And let me just reset this alert here so that I don't miss out and then FOMO in. I use Agora in my trades, guys. And if you're unfamiliar with Agora, it is an indicator right here. It's a really great indicator that will actually do technical analysis for you. Oops, just got another alert there. It will do technical analysis for you, and really if you look at this on the daily chart, for the past few months it's been extremely accurate, where it just gives you a buy signal. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not a buy signal. It's telling you that we're bullish and you should look for an entry position. And same deal right here, where it gave us a bearish signal, where it says we are in a bearish trend, you should look for a short position. I don't really use this on the larger time frames. I use this on the smaller time frames, and the way I use it is I click the inputs and I set it to 13. This is just how I do it. I put on some support, resistance, and trend lines, which automatically will print on here. I put on the dynamic reactor. And then I basically, let me see here, I will use this to make smaller scalp trades. And unfortunately, guys, I don't really see I don't know why this is being so difficult right now, but I don't see my support and resistance lines here. I don't know why, but it will automatically print support and resistance lines for you, which is very convenient because then you don't have to really look as much. You can just kind of see. It will also give you stop loss and take profit levels. This little ribbon in the middle here will basically tell you, like, you know, whether it's bullish or bearish. So like if you get a bullish signal and then we cross over this green thing here, you know, that's a great indication to go long. And if we get a bearish signal, then we cross under this reactor and it turns red, that's a great signal to go short. And there's a lot of other features here. Let me see. Why oh, here we go. Both. There we go. Now it's painting some support and resistance lines as well. And if we zoom out, it will paint more. But now I'm starting to freeze up here. So let me come back into the chat. Yeah, I still use it, guys. I really like it. If you guys are interested in that Agora Algo, you can get a free trial and 10% off if you use my link and my coupon code of Jason Casper. I'm sorry, JCrypto is my old Discord name. But here we go. He was offering a 14-day free trial. It might only be a 7-day free trial now, guys. I don't know for sure. So I'm gonna have the creator of the algo on the channel again, and he's gonna go over more about his strategy, how he uses this thing. Yes, it's a monthly subscription. So the Agora algorithm is $87 a month. He will give you a 7-day free trial to test it out. I've had it for a number of weeks. I've been paying the $87, and I like it, and it's actually been worth it for me to keep. But the thing is, it might not be worth it for everybody. I've been using it in conjunction with Market Cipher. So what I recommend, if you're interested, is try it out for a week. And if it doesn't help you, get rid of it. If it does help you, keep it. Yeah, I like Market Cipher. I really do. I look at the algo as like a layer on top of that. Melody Chilovek wants to know, thinking about using leverage on Kraken. It's only 5x, but available to Americans without having to hide behind a VPN. You know, I am not a big fan of Kraken in general. That exchange tends to screw people over. They have low liquidity, and they just have a whole bunch of issues. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to use leverage on Kraken. Like, it's not a horrible idea. I just really don't like that exchange. David Perry wants to know, if I'm scalping, should I use high or low leverage? Guys, if you're scalping, it can be advantageous to use higher leverage than if you are doing longer term trades. Leverage is a tool that is meant to be used for people who trade in environments where large moves don't happen. If you are trading on a 5-minute time frame, for example, and let me just delete the Agora Algo right here. If you're trading on this 5-minute chart, right, and let's say you get like an average move, right here. You capture this move. It looks pretty good. If this was a daily chart, that would be an immense amount of profit. But this is the 5-minute chart, and so you made, 2%. If you only are a scalper and you're only trading these lower time frames, 2%, that's not a lot. If you're a swing trader, like I swing trade and make 70%, that's a lot, right? 70%. If you're using 2x leverage, 3x leverage, that can be like, 210%. So if you're using 10x leverage on these small scalps, that 2% can now be 20%. Leverage is a tool. You need to make sure you're using it responsibly, where even if you get stopped out, you're still not risking more than 1 to 5% of your account. The problem with leverage is that people don't really understand how to use it, and it gets them liquidated. but it's a very great tool to help scalpers who are scalping on lower time frames. It's great for people who trade Forex where they may, or these tiny little moves. Like, how can you make money on Forex unless you're using leverage? So yes, the lower the time frame, the higher your leverage should be, but make sure that you're still practicing good risk management, which, by the way, guys, we are going to be going over as well in the course. And actually, I do have, let's see here, I have posted in the Discord the full outline right here where we go over pretty much all these things that we're discussing here, right? And I have a whole entire section here on risk management, which is very important. How much of your account's at risk, how to set your stop loss so you don't risk too much. We're going to be talking about leverage. That's going to be session 16. This is the full outline of the course. We're going to be going over the basics today, later today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's when the live stream will happen, and after that the video will be available in the other pre-recorded Discord. So today we're going to be going over setting expectations, the proper mindset, how to use and customize TradingView. We're going to go over indicator, how to just use TradingView. Then we're going to go over basic TA, how to read charts, price action, candlesticks, hiking to sheet candles, and trends. Then tomorrow we'll be talking about time frames and chart structure. Then we'll be doing top-down TA analysis, showing you how to lay out your levels and make sure that you have accurate levels when you're trading. We're going to be going over moving averages, different trading strategies, Fibonacci, common patterns. We're going to have 3 sessions on Market Cipher, guys, where we're going to break everything down, every little aspect of Market Cipher B. We're going to be looking at Market Cipher A as well, talking about how to use this thing, right? It's a great tool, but we have to know how to use it. We're going to be talking about shorting, longing, leverage, margin. We're going to go over a quick little Bybit tutorial to show you how to do all the things, add to your position, take profits, set a stop loss. We're going to talk about Bybit fees. We're going to talk about laddering into trades, scaling out, putting stop losses. And then this is where it gets really good. We're going to talk about creating your own strategy. We're going to give you a step-by-step guide to creating your own strategy. And then we're going to give you example strategies that I use to trade so that you guys have a place to begin, because there's nothing more frustrating than taking a trading course, which I've done many times, especially when I started. I was taking these courses and they were focusing all on, we're not going to tell you how we trade. We want you to figure it out for yourself. Well, if you're doing any new skill in life, and I like to use the analogy of playing guitar because I'm a guitar player. If you're playing guitar and somebody just handed you a guitar and said, I'm going to tell you what notes are, what strings are, I'm going to tell you this is called the neck of the guitar and these are called the pickups, but I'm not going to show you how to play any songs. I want you to figure that out for yourself. You'd be pretty lost, right? But if you took up the guitar and you started to learn cover songs, you started to learn popular, rock and roll songs, them dang kids and their rock and roll music, get off my grass. You have a place to start, and then you can build upon learning other people's music. You can be influenced by other musicians and take little bits and pieces of different people's style, and that's how you develop your own thing. So that's kind of what I want to do here. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Let's get back into the chat. Guys, FOMO into the like button. We've got almost close to 400 viewers and only 200 likes. So FOMO in. If you don't hit the like button now, you're going to miss out. And the like button is going to go to the moon. And you are going to be left wishing you had invested in that like button back in 2010 when it was only 3 cents. Okay? Y'all feel me? T-Nog wants to know, what indicators do you look for when you want to short the market? I'm not sure. There's a red anchor dot on MC like the green one. Yes, there is. So essentially, T-Nog, if we are looking to short the market using Market Cipher B only, here's what we do. And guys, by the way, if you don't have Market Cipher and you want to get a sweet discount, I will drop the link in the description because you can get 10% off. Thank you to Crypto Face, who came in this live stream once and gave me the discount. H2 Bernie Matt, I will get to your question, but first, wait, is the real Crypto Face in here again? Real Crypto Face, is that you? Real Crypto Face? Man, There's so many fake crypto faces. Guys, let me tell you, fake crypto faces are coming into my Discord and are messaging people in my Discord as crypto face saying, hey, I saw you are in Jason Casper's Discord. I'll give you a 50% discount on Market Cipher. Guys, that's fake. Don't buy into that. That is totally fake. All right, so wait, what kind of question am I trying? T-Nog, what indicators do I look for when I'm looking to short the market? Right, I look for the opposite of what I'm looking for when I want to long the market. So again, especially on some of these larger time frames, let's go back to the 4 hour. I like to look at Market Cipher as an entire entity. I don't like to look at it as just, oh, there's a dot here, or oh, a wave here, or I like to zoom out, and CryptoFace does this too. And I mean, obviously, I don't want to put words in his mouth or anything. This is how I use it. And I will just draw on it like this. And I will get the general feel of like what the market is doing, right? And notice something, y'all. Just notice something. When we look at the chart and we look at Market Cipher is telling us what is going to happen before it happens, okay? When we come up to these highs right here, look at the drawing on Market Cipher. Market Cipher is already telling us we're coming down. When we look at it as a whole entity and not just as, oh, there's a red dot, a green dot. When we look at it as a whole, it's coming down. We can clearly see it's coming down because we stopped printing red dots. We stopped printing green trigger waves below the zero line. They start printing exclusively above the zero line. Momentum is super high. Everything's happening above the zero line. And then we can start to see things start to tick down. And when they start to tick down, we also see price continue to go up. And that is called a bearish divergence. And then look, we have a trigger wave right here. It's not going to give you a big red dot, but it's not about looking for dots as much as it's about looking at this thing as a whole. And then we have an anchor wave, we have a trigger wave, and then boom, we come down. And even if we didn't have the dots and the waves, well, obviously we would have to have the waves, even if we didn't have the dots, right, we could still see this kind of shape of Market Cipher. And again, down here, we started to see things come up before they came up, and we're looking for longs. So we're going to look for the anchors and the triggers in conjunction with Market Cipher B as a whole, right? It's like a whole kind of entity, and the same thing is happening right now, right? The same thing is happening now where, let's see, let's remove this drawing that I drew. Now I know you guys are very blessed because, you know, my art is worth thousands of dollars. Okay, people in a museum would pay thousands of dollars for me to draw on Market Cipher. I'm just giving it to you guys for free. Okay, so we came down, then we came up, and then we started to see us coming down, and we fell, and now we came down, and now we're starting to come back up, right? And not only are we starting to come back up, we can see the waves coming up, right? We can see for a while there we stopped printing any kind of trigger wave above the zero line, showing us we had hit a bottom, right? And confirmed by these big dots down here that we hit a bottom. And now that things are starting to print again above the zero line, not above the 60 line, but above the zero line, and we can clearly see the money flow index is starting to curve from the red into the blue, right? We can kind of get a hint that we should be looking for a long, just like back here, where everything stopped printing below the zero line and we start to tick down, we should be looking for a short. It's basically just the opposite when you're shorting and longing. It's just the opposite. So if you want to, you can flip your computer screen upside down. And also, if you're just used to longing only and you're new to shorting, flip your computer screen upside down, change your green candles to red, your red candles to green, change your green dots to red dots, your red dots to green dots, change your green money flow to red money flow, your red, blah, blah, and blah, 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 and just turn it upside down and just go for, just long upside down, which is shorting. Hope that makes sense, y'all. Okay. Thank you guys for the super chats and stuff. H2 Obury Matt 1. Sorry to reiterate, but can you go over which time frames require which type of candles in Market Cipher? Okay, guys. guys, I do not like Heiken and Shi candles, okay? I understand that CryptoFace loves Heiken and Shi candles. The reason I don't, now this is, in my opinion, this is personal preference. This is personal preference, all right? The reason I don't usually use Heiken and Shi candles is because when I started to learn how to trade a long time ago, I got very, very comfortable looking at the candlesticks, the traditional Japanese candlesticks. Because as we are going to go over later today, if you guys are signed up for the course, you can kind of, looking at candlesticks, just the candlesticks alone is part of my technical analysis. You know, there's different types of candles that tell you different things that can help you know where price is going to go. Also, it really freaks me out when I can't tell what the exact price is because I'm looking at the Heiken and Shi candles. It freaks me out. Heiken and Shi candles are great, especially for people who might freak out if they're in a long and all of a sudden they see this giant red candle coming down. The Heiken and Shi will reassure you, we're still in the uptrend, don't freak out. For me, you guys know I use Market Cipher B and Market Cipher A along with like traditional good old drawing lines on the chart and good old naked TA, which is how I was raised to trade. And I find the combination of those two things are very synergistic, extremely synergistic. So I prefer not to use the Heiken and Shi. Now, that doesn't, you know, obviously Market Cipher was created to use Heiken and Shi candles. But I just don't prefer it. Now, sometimes I never use Heiken and Shi on the 4-hour time frame. I never do. This is just my preference, guys. This is not the definitive guide, but this is everything I talk about on this channel is just the way I do stuff, all right? This is not the definitive guide. However, sometimes I will switch to Heiken and Shi candles on the lower time frames because if I'm in a trade that is not a swing trade, but more of a intraday trade or even a day trade, I wouldn't ever even say that I enter into scalp trades. I use the term scalp, but really it's a day trade, right? I'm never in for like 10 minutes and then out. I'd be in for like at least an hour. And so I like the Heiken and Shi when I'm in smaller term trades because they do give me some reassurance, right? They give me reassurance, okay, if we take the Heiken and Shi off, when we're in this uptrend, you might get a little freaked out when we start printing this this purple candle coming down here, right? Because it looks like we're coming to the top of the 60. You're thinking, okay, we're going to be printing a red wave soon, you know, and you see this purple candle coming down. Heiken and Shi will make you not even see that purple candle. You'll just see, okay, we're still in an uptrend. Things are still kosher, just like the stale bagels. The stale bagels. And another great thing about Heiken and Shi, guys, is they will tell you like when the trend is ending. Like if you see a doji like this right here, a doji, for those of you who don't know, is a candlestick with a very long wick on the top and the bottom and a very small body in the middle. If you see a doji in a Heiken and Shi uptrend or downtrend, that is telling you that the trend is either slowing down or about to reverse. And so if you do use that in conjunction with Market Cipher B, it can also be very synergistic. Look, we print a red dot on Market Cipher B, and then the next candle we have a doji. Okay, great time to get out. But I don't need the Heiken and Shi candles because I feel that my just basic TA with Market Cipher is good enough, and that's how I am comfortable trading in general. And also, I just cannot do TA like support, resistance. I have a real hard time doing it with Heiken and Shi. I don't know why. It's hard because I don't know. I didn't learn that way. So sorry. I know that was really long, guys. Is this the real CryptoFace? CryptoFace, is this really you, man? It's so hard to know. I literally every day people message me and say, CryptoFace, just hit me up. Is this legit? And I'm like, no, it's not legit. Okay, I think this is real. The real CryptoFace. Okay, let's see any other questions. Anthony Serrano wants to know, what about adding to your position during a successful trade, not getting too close to the price? What do you mean by not getting too close to the price? So yeah, so I mean, I was talking about this before, but yeah, if you're in a long, right? And I love being in longs, right? If I long, I long, okay? I'm a long guy. I'm very long. Have you ever measured me? I am extremely long, okay? And I don't mean this in any type of inappropriate way at all. I'm talking about my height from the soles of my feet to the top of my head, and depending on what kind of hair product I have in my head, inside my actual head. I'm not talking about in my hair. Depending on what kind of hair product I actually put inside my head, that will also change my height. But yes, I will add to my position in a long. So on the daily time frame, on this is Litecoin. No wonder the Bitcoin chart looks so different, guys. This is Litecoin. I did enter a long on somewhere in here, around these purple dojis here, because I saw a green wave on the daily, extremely powerful, and then I waited for money flow to cross from red into green on the 4 hour, extremely powerful. And so I was in a long for about 3 weeks. And what can you do when that happens? Well, you can take some profits at the highs, and then when we come back down, take those profits, put them back into the trade, and you are compounding. So here's how I would do this. Let me answer the question in a very clear and concise way for you. Let's say I enter right here. Kaboom, right? We got this green trigger wave on the 4 hour, which Market Cipher B, Elon Musk, and CryptoFace were in cahoots, right? They were like, all right, guys. CryptoFace was like, I'm gonna print the green dot on Market Cipher. And Elon Musk was like, all right, you do that, and then I'll tweet the next day, so it'll be really good, right? That's what happened, right? Everyone can confirm that that is the truth, right? So you enter right here, and then after the Elon Musk tweet, kapoom! Man, take a little profit out right here. If you're in Bybit, set a conditional order at the price that you want to take a little profit out. If you have 1,000 contracts in there, maybe sell 200, right? And then when we're looking at Market Cipher B and it prints this red dot right here, you can say, okay, I know we're still in an uptrend because money flow is thick in the green and everything is printing above the zero line, so I'm not concerned that we're going back down to zero. But I'm going to take these profits out, and when the momentum starts to come down, right, and we start to print we can tell we're about to print another green dot, that VWAP is starting to wap up, take that 200 and put it back in. And then what I like to do is I would move my stop loss below this last swing low. And another thing that you guys know I like to do is I like to put on Market Cipher A. Let's see here. Market Cipher A. And I use ribbon 5. And I find that ribbon 5 is a great dynamic. This is a 21 EMA. It's a great dynamic support. And really, if you're using Market Cipher A, I like to take these red diamonds in an uptrend, not the blood diamonds, but the tiny red diamonds, and these would be my take profit levels. When I see one of these forming, take profit, okay? And then when Market Cipher B comes down, I would add to the position, move the stop loss, same deal, take a little profit at this red diamond, add it back in, move the stop loss, and you just do that all the way up. You just do it all the way up. You do it all the way up. You do it all the way up, and eventually I got stopped out of this trade somewhere on February 22nd, okay? I remember exactly when I got stopped out. I was in my daughter's bedroom building a bookcase that we got from Walmart.com, in case anybody was wondering. Hope that answers the question, y'all. Okay. Yeah, the real test. If this is the real crypto face, can we all join the whale crew? Yeah, that would be legit, right? Yeah, you can join if you send Bitcoin to an undisclosed wallet for a 50% discount. All right, so let's see here. Do we have any other questions? This is kind of guys, FOMO into the like button, guys. FOMO in. I'm telling you, this is your last chance to buy the like button before we hit 1 million. FOMO into the like button, guys. We have almost 400 viewers and only 267 likes. How long does Bybit allow you to stay in a trade? Says gains Bitcoin. For as long as you want. For as long as you want. Like I've been in trades for multiple weeks on Bybit, And, depending on leverage, your fees are there. But the gains will outweigh the fees as long as you're not stupid about it. And, I use low leverage, man. I do. I use like 1x, 2x, 3x if I'm feeling risque, right? I'm not making $800,000 per trade like some other people who may or may not be in this chat, okay? But I make my money, and it's good for me, and I'm low risk. I'm not a high risk kind of guy, just not. Yeah, as long as you can afford the fees, you can stay in for long. And if you're in a 2x trade, and if you are like, it depends on, a lot of things. But make sure that you understand the fees. And guys, if you don't understand the fees, I'm going to be going over that in the course. And again, if you're interested in that course, you can send me an email, and I will get back to you. Or you could hit me up in the Discord, and I will also get back to you. But let me put it in here. And guys, this course is focused around general technical analysis, okay? Where you will learn if you are a complete beginner and you are starting to trade, I will tell you everything. What is a candlestick? How to read candlesticks. All the way to how to use Market Cipher. How I use Market Cipher, guys, because it's a very versatile indicator. And we're going to be going over risk management. We're going to go over buy bit fees, leverage, margin, different exchanges, everything. Basically, everything I wish I knew when I started trading, I am going to be sharing with y'all in a clear and concise way that makes sense, okay? Super Googly, man, thank you so much. I am humbled and honored by your super chat. If I'm doing 2x in a bull market, can I just enter at any price now? Most likely won't get liquidated. 1K to 2K price entry difference won't really make difference. Yeah, that's true. But I wouldn't recommend it. I would still recommend you find a good entry. And the reason is because why would you want to take gains off the table unless you really don't have the time? But yeah. Guys, the higher the leverage, the higher the fees. That's because the exchange is charging you to borrow their money. Right? Ain't no such thing as free money, y'all. It don't grow on trees. Yeah, so the course. If you guys are interested in the course, send me an email. I am currently charging $200 worth of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or a few others, and you will have unlimited access to all of the videos that I am going to make. I'm going to live stream them for a small group of 50 people, okay? And then that is already filled up. The live stream is filled up. So then I will be recording the live streams and posting them in another Discord channel that is for everybody else who signed up for the course. And you will be able to get in the course, ask questions in there, talk with a group of people who are also in the course. I also do post my own TA in there, guys. I tell you about trades I'm planning to get into and all that. Juan X, Jason, I think your 4-hour, 24-minute method will work. Yeah, I think it will work too. I mean, that's why I use it. I find it's good. I do find it's good. Memory Man, I'm having trouble reconciling the time frames. They seem in conflict at the moment. Memory Man, let me tell you about some time frames. All right, let me just let me time frame it up a little bit for you guys. I find it's best, and this is me, okay, to find 2 time frames that you use primarily. I'm not saying you need to stick only to 2, but it is best to find 2 time frames that you have tested and find they are synergistic together. And once you do that, then you can start looking at other time frames. For me, primarily, I used the 4-hour. And see, look at this, guys. People were thinking about FOMOing in, and we ended up with this doji, right? We came back down to test the support. And we're printing a red dot on the 24. So, don't FOMO. That's the point of this video. Steps for not FOMOing. If you're new to this stream, first of all, FOMO into the like button. Here are the 4 steps. Write these things down, guys. That's the whole point of this stream. How to never FOMO again. 1. Have a clear and concise strategy. Before you enter any trade, you need to have a clear plan. When are you going to enter? What are you looking for? And once you have that plan, you do not deviate from that plan. You do not deviate from it. If all the conditions are not met for you to click that buy or sell button, you do not click that button. Number 2, be okay with not catching every move. You don't need to trade every single day unless you're a scalper or a day trader that does this full time. You're not going to catch every move. And don't worry about it. There will be another one tomorrow or the next day or the next day. There's plenty of opportunity, right? We all agree that Bitcoin is going up, right? That's why we're in this space, right? We think Bitcoin is a valuable asset. That's why we're stacking it, right? If Bitcoin really is going to go 100K plus, there is plenty of opportunity to get into a good long. So don't worry about missing a move here and there. Number 3, this is important. Identify feelings of FOMO and call them out. When you feel the FOMO arising in your bosom and your heart starts to race and your armpits start to drip the sweet moisture of perspiration, that smelly smell that your wife says, what the heck is wrong with you? Would you take a shower? And you say, I did take a shower. And she's like, did you use soap? And I'm like, no, I did not use soap. Sheesh, I don't use soap. When you feel those feelings of FOMO, call them out and remind yourself, I have a plan and I'm sticking to my plan. I'm okay with not making every single move. And I know that there will be moves in the future for me to make. And that's number 4. There will be plenty of opportunity in the future. Guys, write these things down. Do them. If you do not have a plan, come over to my YouTube channel. And I have a video in here called Create a Winning Market Cipher Strategy, where you will get a step-by-step guide to create your own strategy, how to create it, how to back test it, how to gain confidence in it, and then you can relax and not be fearing FOMO, being tossed to and fro like a sailboat in the middle of the ocean at night during a crazy storm where the wind's going this way and that way and you have no control. Right? Man, I'm so glad we're having this little dump right now. That's right, Bitcoin. Bleed. Bleed! Yes, that's right, Bitcoin. Come back down to the 21 EMA. That's what we want. We want you to come back down to the 21 EMA, and we want Market Cipher B to print a nice, tight, green dot. A green dot right here. We want that money flow to cross over. So, let me see what else. What else? What was I talking about? I was talking about time frames. I'm sorry, I got off topic. Find your 2 time frames that you're using. And now you can take your 2 time frames, use them as a reference point, and if you want to get more information about the 4 hour, look at the 3 hour, look at the 5 hour, look at the 6 hour. So let's say I want to get more information about what the 4 hour is doing. This is my orientation time frame, where this is what's keeping me oriented in the markets, is this 4 hour. This is my point of reference. This is my compass. I want to get a little more information on the 4 hour. Let's zoom in just a little to the 3 hour. What's happening? Okay, look at what happened on the 3 hour. We got this like false alarm green dot here, and now we're continuing to come down a little bit. This is giving us more information on the 3 hour. We want to come down a little bit more. What's happening on the 2 hour? Okay, the 2 hour is coming down. It looks like, guys, what it really looks like to me, especially on the 2 hour, look at this kind of thing going on right here, right? This kind of diamond patterny range thing. It looks to me like we might be forming some kind of pattern here. But really, we've been trading in this kind of range for a while, right? And we've been using, on the 2 hour, this would be a 2 hour level of support and resistance, because it was resistance here, support here, and then resistance here again, then resistance here, and then resistance. Now it's acting as support. We're kind of trading in between this and this other high up here. And so I'm zooming into these smaller time frames to get more information about the 4 hour. And I can say, okay, it looks like we're still going to come down a little bit more, and it looks like we're struggling to come down because there is a lot of momentum in the market, guys. We are seeing money flow start to cross into the blue, but we still can expect a little bit more drainage before we print that nice juicy green dot that we're all looking for. And same goes for the 24-minute, right? I like the 24-minute. I do like the 24-minute a lot. But if I want to get a little more info, maybe I'll dial it down to the 12-minute and see what's happening, right? Look at the 12-minute. Man, looks like we're going to come down a little bit. And then I come back to my 24-minute and I take the info that I learned from the 12-minute and say, okay, yeah, we still have some downward motion coming here. Okay? So I hope that helps. I know this can be overwhelming. That's why, guys, in the course we are going to be going over time frames and chart structure. The big picture, the little picture, how to choose a time frame, how to identify trends using multiple time frames. And we're going to tie that in with support and resistance, trend lines and channels. And I really think it's going to help people kind of wrap their mind around how they should approach these markets. Because the thing is, y'all, it can be confusing if you're new, right? It can be confusing if you're new. And, man, I haven't had this chart open for a while here, since last night, but look at this. Look at what I was predicting. And when I say predicting, I wasn't predicting it. I was looking at Market Cipher. And I was saying, what do I think price is going to do? And I had drawn this line here where we test that EMA and then come back up. And that's exactly what happened. And how did I come to this conclusion? Well, I saw that we were coming to the top of a momentum wave before I went to bed last night. I was in the kitchen. I had the late night munchies, guys. I had stayed up too late, and I was thinking about making myself a nice egg sandwich with some ketchup and some cheese and some jelly. And I fought the temptation, guys. I fought the temptation. But I saw that Market Cipher B was coming up to right here, and I said, yeah, looks like we're about to print a red wave, and I would expect us to probably come down and test at least that 21 EMA, because that would be our last point of, serious support. And that's exactly what happened. That's why Market Cipher combined with technical analysis is basically like cheating, because if you just have naked TA on a chart, you're always second-guessing yourself, because you don't know what's happening in the market behind the scenes. You don't know about the money coming in. You don't know about the money going out. You don't know about momentum. Yeah, Market Cipher B is a great tool to kill FOMO. A great tool to kill FOMO. All right, y'all. Make sure to FOMO into that like button. Woa Marsh. Hey, man, can you please do a video on Market Cipher with Algo and how to use them together? Yeah, I can do that. Basically, the way Pepingen Hamania says, can you please check out ETH for a potential swing? Sorry, guys, if I missed. Okay, so Super Googly, thank you for the super chat. Pepingen Hamania, sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Yes, I can check out ETH, and actually, guys, speaking of the ETH, this is the 4 hour. Yeah, I would wait until we print another. I would use the same 4 hour 24 method for ETH. And to be honest with you guys, yeah, look, it looks like we're coming up here and we're about to print a red dot. So when we print the red dot and we come down, we print another green. That's I would look to enter. To be honest with you guys, I actually, as I hate to admit this, but I actually entered a swing long on ETH down here when we printed this dot in the red. I entered on my other Bybit account because I have many Bybit accounts. On one of my Bybit accounts, I entered a long 1x long on ETH right here. My liquidation price was like, I don't know, something crazy like 11.50. I'm like, I don't think we're going there. So I just entered long here, and I've been just riding this thing out, and I'm currently up probably about, let's see, nice, 17%. That ain't bad. But, yeah. I think there's some great potential in ETH as well to make some swing trades. I like the way Bitcoin moves better, but I still do trade Ethereum. Guys, if you guys don't know this, and if you haven't FOMOed into the like button, you should. But I am part of a company that does search engine optimization. We are the top ranked company in the state of New Jersey. If you Google NJ SEO company, we come up number 1 and number 2. We are called TJB Web Media. And if you guys are interested in search engine optimization services, call TJB Web Media, because they, and I am a member of them, do some good work. And I know a lot of people are out there starting businesses right now and they need to get some internet visibility. We will give you references. We work with clients all around the country, and we have very good results for many, many companies. Just wanted to throw that out there, y'all. And I will put that into the chat as well. And you can Google them, give them a call. They will love to help you and talk you through some stuff, and I'll even give you a free SEO audit. But, y'all, yeah. CryptoFace, you really need that, man? Because, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. But, yeah, give them a call and ask for Dave. Dave, he's the guy over there who handles the office phone. All right, let's get back to Bitcoin. Enough of this shenanigans. Enough of this. Look at this, guys. 4-hour chart. We just had a pretty big explosion up there. So we'll see what happens, guys. We will see what happens. All right, y'all. You guys know what I'm waiting for. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. Looks like some really great things are happening. I'm excited. I am excited. Let's take a look at the 24 one more time. Man, look at this. Look at this crazy rejection off of the 21 EMA. Looks like we're no longer printing that red dot. Oh man. Oh man. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling the FOMO. I'm feeling the FOMO. What should I do? Look, we're gonna break through this resistance right here. Oh man. Oh no! Oh, we're breaking through it. Uh-oh. I need to 100x long this right now. 100x long. 100% of my account, no stop loss. 100x. Look at this. We're going to the moon. We're never coming down. Uh-oh. You know what? Does this ever happen to you guys? Does this ever happen to you? Happens to me. You guys know what I'm looking for. If you're not in the Discord, the free Discord, join. And I have to head out, guys. If you have signed up for the course, I will see you guys later. Appreciate you guys being here. May the Lord bless all of you. May He bless all of you. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you very much. Very, very much. And Bailey Blake. No, it's not for our own company name, man. It's for New Jersey SEO company. So, yeah, and just so you know, New Jersey is the most competitive region for SEO because there's so many businesses packed into a tiny little place. So yeah, we're #1 in New Jersey. So not just yeah. All right, y'all. Happy trading. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you later.